What's up everyone, it's Vivi and welcome back to another Sly Cooper video. So this time, let's talk about Le Paradox's father. We don't know much about this character, right? Now the question is, was Le Paradox really trying to avenge his father in Sly 4? Not quite. The ending explains it pretty well. The real reasoning behind his actions was because he was trying to be considered the best thief known alive. And to reach that point, he thought of stealing the Cooper's most prized possession, the canes, which according to Sly makes him a complete idiot, which we can all agree on. He was basically cheating. He's a coward. Like Sly said, he could have been a thief in the future, but he decided to target his ancestors. In Sly Cooper 4, all that was explained is that his father tried stealing the world's largest diamond. Connor, Sly's father, got to it first. Cyrille's father was too late, he got caught and got sent to prison. For how long? Now the thing is, he didn't rob a bank, nor stole the diamond. He attempted it, but he got caught and got sentenced to jail. Now for example, robbing a bank is like 25 years of sentence. Did he get a life sentence? I don't think so. Unless of course he did something even crazier in the past, maybe he took someone's life and never got caught for it. But the thing is, if he never got caught for it, then how come he did get caught at the museum? If he did get caught, if he took someone's life, that could explain a life sentence. But trying to steal a diamond only, I don't think he got sent to prison for a lifetime. I mean, look at the Panda King. He was involved in the death of Sly's parents and he got out of prison early. So to me, if this guy tried to steal a diamond only, of course he did other stuff in the past. I think he just got sent to jail for a couple of years, not a life sentence. Now before I proceed, let's go over the timeline a bit. Now guys, it's not the best timeline, it's just like an estimate, alright? Just to give you guys an idea. When Sly was born, Connor had laid low according to Mick Sweeney, who was the muscle of Connor's gang back in the day. Now this guy, he's still in prison, it is assumed. Sly was born in 1984. Connor was born around 1950, let's say. He got a son around 34 years old. Now his model in Sly 4, it makes him look old. I always believed that this model right here is not an accurate representation. The fact that his face was always hidden, why suddenly show his face in Sly 4? So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna base my facts too much on his appearance here. Now the Sly Cooper wiki has the timeline and the majority of the dates you see, they're just speculation. Now according to this timeline, the diamond heist happened in 1986. Sly was already born by then, he was 2 years old. Laying low to me does not involve a large diamond heist. To me it sounds like Connor actually decided to let it all go and raise Sly. So let's go with the idea that this diamond heist happened around 1980, 4 years before Sly was born. Alright, so 1980 it is. 1980, diamond heist. How old was Paradox's father by then and when was he born? He looks older than Connor. Okay, I said not to base facts too much on these models, but maybe Paradox's father was older than Connor? Who knows? Maybe he was born in 1940 and could have been 40 years old when this diamond heist happened. Or in other words, when he got sentenced to jail. Now when was Le Paradox born? He looks older than Sly, of course, right? Is it just me? Am I mistaken? No? Maybe? Anyways, Sly's assumed of being 22 in the fourth game. Le Paradox was already born around the diamond heist. How else would he have known about it unless he read a newspaper and stuff, and saw news on TV of course. So I'm thinking that he was older than 8 years old when he found out about what actually happened. I mean, okay, if he was 8 years old, would he really have that mindset of avenging his father even though that wasn't his motive in Sly 4? He was just a kid. Would he be old enough to think that way? You know, to have this grudge against the Coopers at such a young age. Perhaps not. If he was 8 years old, I'm gonna say that he was too young to understand what really happened. So I'm thinking that he was a teenager when his father got sent to jail. Maybe 15 to 20 years old max. So we can say he was born around 1965. If we go with the idea that he was 15 years old during the heist. So if we go with that date, 1965, being the year Le Paradox was born in, that would make him 40 years old in Sly 4. Now how did I get the number 40? Between 2005 and 1965, we have 40 years. Why 2005? Well, I'm going with the idea that the Thieves Raccoonist, the first game, got released in 2002. In that game, the gang was 18 years old. 3 years later, we get Sly 3 and the gang is 21. So in a way, we can say the year the characters are in Sly Cooper 4, it's perhaps 2006. Just because Sly 4 got released 8 years later doesn't mean that Sly had amnesia for 8 years. It's just when Sucker Punch worked on the games, we just went with the idea that, okay, the first game happened in 2002, The third game happened in 2005. You get what I'm saying? So between Sly 3 and Sly 4, only 1 year has passed, alright? It's never been confirmed, but it is easily assumed. So with that out of the way, let's get back to the point. Now technically, if Sly 4 takes place in 2006, let's say, that would mean Paradox is actually 41 years old. So, like I said before, he didn't really want to avenge his father, but it did turn him mad. It did add fuel to the fire. If he really wanted to avenge his father, he would go back in the past and undo what Connor did in that museum. And the thing is, he was already born by then, so he would just have to live a new future. It's not like he would erase his existence. Le Paradox was a complete fool. He was so desperate that he decided to go back in time and steal Kane's as a way of making him feel like the best thief. The Coopers, they had to go through a bunch of obstacles. Le Paradox decided to take the cheap road, and that made him look like a complete idiot. He's just completely lazy. If he wanted to be known as the best thief alive like Sly said, he could have made that come true in the future, in the present time. But no, he decided to cheat. Okay, sure, you stole the Kanes, but what happens next? How can that guarantee you being the best thief in the future? What if you suddenly get caught and end up behind bars? But what's the point, right? If you can't show your skills and decide to use the cheap road, go back in the past, reveal to the ancestors technology they don't understand, it just shows that deep down you're unskilled, and you're trying to make it seem like you're the smartest thief out there. Anyways, is Le Paradox's father actually dead? Correct me if I'm wrong, but in Sly 4 it was never explained if he actually died in prison. It's just assumed. And why? Because the Paradox told Sly and Carmelita that the Coopers destroyed his father. That's one. And two, he had no mentor or someone to guide him, making it seem like he actually lost his father. If his father was arrested in 1980 and got sentenced for 25 years, he could still get out. 1980 to 2005, that's 25 years right there, so if he's not dead, he could actually come back. And I always wondered about this. Has Paradox ever met his father in jail? Well, before he first got arrested? I don't think so. Is it because he died? Maybe. But did he know where he was sent? To which prison? Did they even have a healthy father and son relationship? Were his ancestors really thieves? Or were they just cheating like the Paradox, hiring a bunch of people to do their dirty work? As for his father, it's said that he was on his own during the diamond heist. His ancestors, okay, maybe they were considered thieves, but maybe it was a false image. They thought they were thieves, but really they just hired people to do all of their work, just like the Paradox. That could perhaps explain why they always lost. They just didn't have it in them. To them, being a thief is just sitting around and hiring people to do your job. The Paradox's father could have been Clockwork's pawn. I mean, Clockwork was alive, I'm sure he was watching, and maybe Clockwork wanted the diamond. He hired Cyrille's father to get the diamond in exchange for money, perhaps? I can't imagine Clockwork even stealing. Have you seen his size? I mean, he hired members to rip out the pages out of the book. Anyways, Clockwork being a thief, I will discuss about that eventually, but in the end, the Coopers, they are the master thieves. So there you go, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. So as usual, if you have any questions, thoughts, or anything like that, leave everything in the comment section below. And as always, I've been Vivi, and thank you for watching.